Damn.
It could be the wind, too. The wind's been so terrible.
It's blowing something in.
One. Yeah. Hi, I'm Javier.
Hi, I'm Gretchen.
And I'm Melanie.
And this is Fishbowl. And we're doing it from a different location today. What we're going to do is every week we're going to sit on something because it tends to sell the very next day, doesn't it?
It's pretty awesome. Those blue chairs, as soon as they saw them on the TV screen.
Yeah.
And then they saw them in the store and they were watching the TV screen because now we have a TV screen in store.
In the store, yeah.
Playing the shows all day long.
Because our egos weren't big enough, we have to watch ourselves on TV now. I don't know what that's all about.
Then they were like, wow, we're in studio. And then the chair sold like that.
Yeah, the chair sold like that. The table. So every week we're going to sit in something new and see if it sells the next day.
And I call this a plop couch because you just plop down into it and it's so comfortable. It's supportive, but it's so comfortable. You have all these pillows and you just want to chillax. So I love this set.
I don't know, I might fall asleep here. This is totally comfortable.
Yeah, this is
and I love
this
this pillow.
It's the best one.
Yep.
Oh, you got a really special pillow behind you though.
Yes.
What?
What does that one say?
Oh.
It says, this home is filled with kisses, wagging tails, and wet noses.
Aw, it's a puppy couch.
We need Buddy and Maddie right here.
Yeah, no.
Puppies.
But we can't let them on this.
Yeah, no.
We have to let them on our furniture.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
See, they're right here on this pillow.
Yeah, that's as close as they're getting to this couch.
Yeah, this was one of my favorites when we saw it online.
I love it.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
Made in America.
Very spacious.
Woo-hoo.
Yes.
So it's been a busy week.
Yes.
It's been pretty nice. I was in Carlsbad for 3 days, and you guys had fun. Haha.
We were here for 3 days.
That's right.
Yeah. I was in Carlsbad.
We managed without him.
I was in a beautiful, beautiful house in Airbnb in Carlsbad. It was the Bohemian Dream was the name of it. If you ever do an Airbnb in Carlsbad, I recommend the Bohemian Dream. Thank you, Chip and Natalie, for that wonderful house. Oh, it was awesome. It was so colorful.
I have to say, he sent the pictures, and when I saw the pictures, I was a bit jealous.
Yeah.
I love boho, so I'm like, dressing the part today.
We kind of feel like that. We're in that theme today.
Yep.
Yes.
We didn't even coordinate this.
No. This was even a wardrobe check earlier.
Yeah. Well.
You had a wardrobe change. Oliver picked out my outfit today. I let him check out my closet, and
he did a good job.
Yes, very nice job.
Yes, Oliver.
We do have a guest today. Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver is off camera.
Yes.
He's watching us because he thinks that his mommy's a big YouTube star. His mommy, the unicorn.
Yes.
Yay.
So if you hear any cheering going on, like laughing and stuff, that would be our audience,
it's him.
Oliver.
Yep.
Yay.
All right, so this is Fishbowl. This is when we would debrief ourselves and kind of relieve some stress and drink some beers and just have just kind of talk about how the week went for us, for the whole team. It was eventful. We have a lot of new questions. We have some really funny ones that came in and just stuff that we need to cover with each other, but also cover with you. This week's beers, I'm drinking a stout, you're drinking an amber, and you're drinking...
I'm drinking kombucha.
Kombucha?
Kombucha.
What is kombucha?
I'm not really sure, but I think it's some sort of fermented tea with some sort of fungus that grows in it.
Yeah, how awesome is that?
It had like this jellyfish fermentation. It tastes like vinegar.
Ooh, yummy.
In other words, we're drinking beer.
Yeah, so we're drinking beer. The hippie's drinking something else.
She just made a face.
This is raspberry kombucha. I think actually it's one of my favorites. It's good for the tummy.
It's
my hippie drink.
Tart too, huh?
It's pretty tart. It tastes like raspberry lemonade with a little bit of malt and vinegar.
Ew, that's nasty. Oh, and okay, so I do want to thank one of our watchers, one of our viewers, Tim. Thank you so much because your comments last week were very helpful. I can't say thank you enough because Tim was he wrote on there because he watches us on Saturdays and he's like, turn down the music. So tomorrow when I edit this, I'm going to turn down the music. Yeah, because we need that feedback. So I appreciate it so much. So I appreciate you, man.
That's kind of funny because Mom said the same thing.
Yeah. We had 2 people tell us that the music was too loud last week, so we're going to go ahead and lower the music down this time. So yeah, okay. First question.
People actually want to hear what you have to say?
I don't think it's me.
That's funny.
I really don't think it's me. I'm pretty sure it's you guys.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's you guys.
I will cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. Hey,
Oh,
we
we
haven't
forgot to
even
do the
cheers.
cheers. Yeah, and I'm already halfway done with my beer.
Cheers.
Cheers
Double
again,
cheers.
girl.
So again, we
Yes.
already took our temperatures, our oximeter, everything like that. We're not ignoring any kind of safety rules. We already took care of ourselves. So, all right.
Whew.
So first question tonight is, why do people use bed frames? I'm assuming that this is somebody who's used to putting their bed on the floor. What do you guys think?
Why do people use bed frames?
You want me to start it?
Yeah.
Okay. So with using bed frames, what it does is it gives a space between the foundation, which is another term for box spring, and the floor, so that whenever you're on a mattress and the mattress flexes, it absorbs into the box spring and it allows the box spring to absorb that energy. If you don't have your box spring off the floor, then when you're bouncing or sitting or standing, any type of motion to that mattress, it's going to be more responsive to your back. So it'll still sink into the mattress, still sink into the box spring, but it's going to make it feel firmer because it doesn't have that complete flex availability underneath the box spring as well. So if you like a really firm mattress, it'll become even firmer if you place it directly to the floor. But keep in mind, it's your back that becomes the energy absorber in that process.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
I think that you would need a frame to store stuff underneath it.
Ooh.
That's a woman answer.
Good
right
answer.
there.
Good answer. Good answer.
That would be
Sir-
the reason for me to have. I don't want it on the floor. Okay, first of all, I'm an entomologist in my past history, so
And a unicorn.
I have done it all. There's
Okay.
so many things. Not at all. I haven't done everything, but it all. As an entomologist, I know what's crawling around in the dark.
That would bug me. Yeah.
So, I like to have a bed off the ground where things can't crawl into the bed,
Good answer.
like scorpions. We have lots of scorpions
Yep.
here.
Yep.
And
My-
spiders.
My answer to that is because I don't want the monster to be under the bed. That's why I don't use a bed frame. But people use the bed frame so that way they can have the monster underneath there.
Oh, so they have it raised up so monsters
Can
live
go underneath. Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
The monsters won't bug you unless if you dangle your arm or your feet off the edge.
Those are the rules. Those are the rules. Okay, next question.
All right.
All right. Okay, next question. Oh, how do you compare your marketing to traditional marketing? Seems like all you're appealing to is a very limited niche. Niche. Yeah, that's the word, niche.
Well,
How do you compare your marketing to traditional marketing? It seems like, well, I threw in that word. It seems like you're appealing to a very limited niche.
You're the marketing expert.
We don't do traditional marketing.
absolutely not.
Obviously. And I think that's yeah. And I think that's our plus. We refuse to do traditional media. We have a lot of friends that work radio. You worked radio. I worked TV. I worked social media. I worked online. I will tell you, traditional is not us in any way, shape, or form. So we don't do traditional marketing. We would rather. There's this whole movement, and I know a lot of you have seen it, where you share information that helps and builds trust with your consumer, with your clientele, and that's the goal of our style of marketing, and it works for us.
I think I've said this in multiple shows that
You're a backpack instructor?
that too.
Oh, okay, because I've heard that before.
They're gonna be like, well, where were these backpacks? Okay, I actually worked at the Grand Canyon National Park. I was a volunteer for Hawkwatch International, but I did get I got paid to sit on the edge of the Grand Canyon and count birds, and then I did backpack into the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, we're doing traditional
Zion.
marketing.
Oh, we're not.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we're focusing.
Today is not. There has been nothing focused about my day today.
On any of our days.
Okay, my number one rule that I always mention, I think multiple times, is to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing.
And we're definitely doing that.
And we do the opposite. Look at what everyone else is doing around you and do the complete opposite.
This is mommy. This is mommy. Watch. Did you see the face? There's the mommy face.
Oliver, please be quiet, honey.
That was the mommy face.
That's mommy face.
That's mommy face.
Okay.
So yeah, how do you answer that question? Because I know your niche is the design. Your niche is talking to people, the social media, the interactions. Ours is the marketing part. Yours is interactions. What?
I like to say, if somebody's already done it, why are you doing it?
Ooh.
Because if somebody, it's like, why are we all different? So why are we all trying to be the same?
I have to excuse myself as a mother right now.
Okay. So
Mommy just went off screen.
with the point of trying to stand out or be unique, not necessarily stand out in that you're trying to scream for attention, but mostly just be unique. If you want to be unique, your situation has to be about you, your goals, your mission, your foresight to where you're trying to go or where you're trying to get. And I think that if you try following other people's plans, it's never going to be yours. So you can't copycat, in other words.
Right.
If one person wears a dress and the other person puts on the same dress, it's not going to look the same. There's a reason for that, because we are not the same. So I think for us, it's all about our personalities, our fun, our mission, our wanting to just enjoy customers. We love people. I can't tell you how many times we've had people come in and we actually start calling them friends and family, because it's not just a sales position. This is an enjoyment. This is a livelihood.
I went to go visit my friend Paige today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, it was wonderful. She last time I was there, she made me chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh.
That was my funnest delivery ever.
Is that the one where you ate the cookies when you were supposed to bring them back for us?
Yes, that's exactly that one. Yeah.
Paige, he still hasn't shared any cookies. I'm just letting you know.
Nah.
He's a cookie monster, and I'm not saying that
I don't
lightly.
do sharing.
He eats them off.
I don't do sharing. But yeah, back to the marketing. We really
She returned.
Oh, super mom. We really kind of target more teaching and building trust. Right now in today's in the way that today is, consumers want trust more than they want $199 sale.
$9.99.
Yeah. They want trust. They want to be able to walk into a place and know that you're really going to help them and not try and just empty their wallet. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where our marketing is. If it's niche, then it's niche. I would rather prefer being this way and hope that where I buy stuff is going to be this way with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think another thing that you always mention, too, is that the best salesperson, salespeople, are the best educators.
Yeah, and that's truly, that's our niche. That's yeah.
Calling us a nerd is a compliment. True story.
Geeky.
And I can vouch for all three of us because we're big into fountain pens and we're big into reading and everything like that. So yeah, we're kind of nerdy. All right, next question. And
you want me to read this?
yes.
Does Melanie really have costumes for every show? If you know Melanie, you know some of these aren't costumes. And the situation is life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
You don't. I am the queen of one. I really enjoy, like, going to thrift stores and the hunt of the thrift stores.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Like, it's so much down to an art for me. Like, I have my favorite thrift stores. I have the days and the times that I go there. I watch things. Yeah, going to a thrift store is all about the hunt. It's actually so rewarding sometimes. I find the craziest things.
I'm still waiting for her to show up in a poodle skirt. That's my goal is within the next 2 months to have her in a poodle skirt.
The 50s?
That can happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did that one time. We can definitely do that. Yeah, I think more than half of my closet is actually costumes. And I called you guys and I was like, let's do St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. I want to be ahead of St. Patrick's Day. And I was all excited. I was so excited because I was like, I have the perfect costume for St. Patrick's Day. And then I go to my wardrobe closet, and then I realized that it was German. It was Lederhosen. And I was like, oh, wait, that's October.
Oh.
I almost jumped the gun on that one. I was like, whoa, wait. That would have been really insulting to show up as in German Lederhosen to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
It's a drinking holiday.
I was gonna say.
Well, that was the combination that I made in my mind, and then I was like, gosh, I don't think I have anything green, and so I was like, oh, and then all my green stuff is at John's house. My St. Patrick's Day is in El Paso, so that wasn't gonna work. And I was like, oh, I've got Mardi Gras beads, but then I was in the fringe thing, and that was cross culture. Yeah.
So the short answer is yes. She has costumes for every
Sorry, I can't
episode.
focus right now.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
That's at the stoplight.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a car out there with some amazing bass.
Yeah. Anyways, so yes, she does have costumes, and then sometimes she just dresses up for the day.
And there's also, it's cross time period too, because I have some stuff that goes way back into the Renaissance.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
I would love to do a Renaissance one.
Yeah, we could do all
Would be
Renaissance.
So fun. I would do it with
medieval.
Yeah, we could
I
not.
got so much. I could deck you all out.
Back to Fishbowl. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is a lot of words. My living room set was the first purchase I made for my apartment. At the time, I couldn't afford very much, so I opted for a small sofa and love seat from, and insert brand name. It fell apart within a year. Can you guys tell me how to pick a sofa that will last? Good question. Who wants to tell them how to pick a sofa, or her to pick a sofa that'll last?
Since you're staring at me, I'll answer it.
All right.
Okay, if you're wanting to pick a sofa, first you want to know your measurements of the walls that you're going to be setting them on, or even the central floor area that you want to set them on. You're going to want to have an idea of a color or a pattern scheme that you might want in there. And when you come in, the first thing you need to do is explain exactly what type of situation you're in. I'm in a home, I'm in an apartment, I'm in a whatever it is, okay? And from there you want to specify, I'm looking for a long-term piece of furniture, or I'm looking for something to manage for my children as they grow up, whatever your situation is. And from there it will cue us to where we go on the floor as far as brands, sharing a difference between leather, a leatherette, upholstery, microfiber, micro suede, anything, so that it fits your situation. As far as a construction build of any type of furniture, you want to make sure it's made with hardwoods, sinuous springs. That's the most common furniture. You can even upgrade from there, have steel components inside of your chairs, as well as adding individual wrapped coils. High-end memory foams, all kinds of stuff can be placed in there. If you're wanting a pillow back that you can actually fluff as you use it, because fluff starts to fade out, but you can re-fluff your couch. Again, all of these things, they become the forefront to whatever you're looking for. So just be very open to what it is your needs are.
Are you telling them that the smartest thing to do is to actually just come in here open to conversation about what their needs are?
That's what I love, because if you know what you're looking for, you're set for what you're looking for.
Okay.
So just communicating that with us will help us get an idea of what you're looking for, so we can find your need.
Okay.
And as far as the build of the furniture, never be afraid to ask, say, is this softwood or hardwood? As far as the material, what happens if I get a stain, or if I get a rip, or what would you suggest if I have dogs that love the couch? All of this pertains to your needs. So just let us know what your needs are, and we will do our best to just, find what you're looking for. The furniture market's kind of sketchy right now because of all the backorder issues with memory foam and wood and steel. But as far as finding your needs, we just need your descriptions and we will get you there. And as far as finding good quality furniture, we're all about sharing the information to the furniture that we carry, so nothing's going to be a surprise.
I'm going to add something to what she says before you go. So I will tell you, and this happened today, expect when you shop furniture right now, expect it to take, you're not going to be in here for 30 minutes. You're going to be in here for about an hour to an hour and a half. And that reason is because we're having to research everything that you pick out to make sure that our vendors are in stock, right? So it takes a little while. Sure, we'll make you comfortable, and on Saturdays maybe we might have some extra beer. Who knows?
And kombucha.
Nobody
you
wants
want that.
to.
Wait, there is some alcohol content in there.
Nobody wants that. It's fermented tea.
Matcha is
Some
not
of us
bad.
really like it. You know,
Well,
it's
good for
really
you.
good for our
Yeah.
everything.
Hippie.
Matcha's not bad.
No, matcha's good, but
I
matcha's
also
not
drink
kombucha.
matcha. Matcha
Yeah.
I do in the morning.
Yeah. Okay,
Matcha's
back to the
good.
subject. You guys are like all over tonight. Did you have sugar?
I think Oliver had sugar. I
Oh.
think the babysitter, right before I picked him up, filled him up with sugar because I can't do it. I almost want to get off of camera again and be like, what is going on? Because usually he's so calm and
Yes,
so
he's a
well-behaved.
very calm child.
But he is really excited right now, so I think there was some sugar involved there. So if you see my mom stares, I'm like,
Yeah, I'll highlight. What I'll do is I'll brighten the frame every time that there's a mom stare, and we'll. Here's an idea. It's a drinking game. Every time the mom stare comes on, you take a drink.
How about this? How about you just create lightning bolt from her unicorn
Ooh,
porn?
yeah, yeah,
all-
yeah. Okay, back to the question. The
Obviously,
question. I'm going to
yes.
repeat the question.
he's a happy, enthusiastic little young man.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
My living room
Exercise.
set was the first purchase I made for my apartment.
Okay.
At the time, I couldn't afford very much, so I opted for a small sofa and love seat from insert brand name here. It fell apart within a year. Can you guys tell me how to pick a sofa set that will last?
Okay, the only experience I have with this is big box.
Oh.
Ordering online.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. Going back to my mom, she's ordered a couple things online. They show up broken, or they show up and they're made out of, they look really nice, but there's a lot of what is that, chipboard
Yep.
involved. The cushions they're not, spring cushions, or they're really not built. They're cheaper
Right
foams, and so they're going to break down. And the big box they are, they get you with the looks, they hook and reel you, but really to be authentically made, a lot of these things are put together very fast on an assembly line overseas somewhere. There's definitely a difference between the quality and the quantity. So some companies, I think, push out for quantity rather than quality. And so that's what you're going to get here. I think it's like, okay, so this week I had some really good feedback from a customer. She came into the store. She was having a hard time doing the visual search in her area, not really finding the what she really was looking for in the color and the size, but she did find something here in our store, and I took the time to really look at the inside of it, remove the cushions, talk about the cushions, and have her see how it was actually constructed. And then we looked at the website and the manufacturer, and I answered all those questions, and that was really, really helpful to her. But absolutely, right now, you're just going to have to be patient. Now, if you see something on our showroom floor, it's not nailed down. It's for sale. This is for sale.
So I'm gonna boil what you said down to, again, be open, because both of you guys, it's the same answer. Be open with what you need. Let us know. Don't be shy about wanting, don't be shy about what you want, because we actually have the range right now. Our warehouse here and our warehouse in Carlsbad are getting, well, the warehouse here is completely full. The warehouse in Carlsbad is getting full. But we have what you need. We have everything from the room packages that we had last year, which we'll start advertising again because it's almost time for our springtime room packages. And it's time for those. We also have the mid-range ones, and then we have the higher end ones, the pure leather, power, just gorgeous couches. So we have everything you need, and also just be open to what you need because we can order it for you. Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. One more question before break time. We're going pretty fast here. Okay. Yeah. When are you guys going to do a live version? I want to see all the real stuff that happens. I want to see all the real stuff that happens when you aren't on camera.
Oh,
So
Well,
A live version of this show. It could be done. It really could.
it would be fun.
I've said it too. I'm like, we should do it live one time. But the thing is we like to add stuff to it. We like to add the music. We like to add the little comments in there. We like to add the lightning to a unicorn horn. We
Wow. I'm doing some Google Eyes like with laser beams. I'm watching you. Hey, you over there,
Child. So, you think I think a live version would be totally fun.
as long as it doesn't involve John. That is not allowed. We are not doing that. He is not allowed to be live.
Just so you guys
John,
know.
you're invited for our first live shoot.
Just so you guys know, I did speak with John last week because he was here last weekend, and we're going to have an additional one-on-one interview, John and I, that we'll add during the break, probably in a couple weeks, just because it's going to be fun. Just to know that there's a man that, is with the magical unicorn. So we're going to interview him because he is like a very normal person.
It's not.
I'm kind of worried about that one. I'm not gonna lie. You never leave boys alone, ever.
But doing a live version has been it's been on my list. It's kind of an ordeal because there is software that would allow me to insert stuff. I just haven't learned it, so there would be a big learning scale. What are your thoughts on live?
I know that if we were to go live on Facebook, which is usually the social media platform for such things,
and YouTube, we do it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it diminish the quality?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
we wouldn't have such high definition. Now, some of you I know are watching from your televisions at home. You put that on your television and it's really big, so we would lose a lot of quality there.
Yeah.
And resolution. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think a live version would be fun, and it is possible. We could figure something out.
I think we should definitely have a taco truck here when we do that.
A taco truck?
Or whichever one Amanda is with.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Why?
It just seems necessary.
I'm not sure where she's going with that, but no, live version. Be on the lookout for a live version. It will happen. It is something I would love to do, but to be honest with you, I don't cut anything. This is not. This is rolling from start to finish. Yes, occasionally I do add little blurbs when she's like today when she's looking at him evilly. I will add that because I think it would be a fun drinking game. Send your pictures of the aftermath. But yeah, I think that it wouldn't be any different because we roll from start to finish. The only thing I add is music, maybe a couple of graphics. I have yet to cut any scenes out except for when she's mentioned brand names or when I've mentioned brand names.
Then we honk it out.
Yes.
Then we honk it out. But yeah, that's about the only thing we do. But it's all one shot. Yeah.
I've gotten better.
Yes,
and the last one, I do remember I was running through the store. I thought I was off camera because I thought it was zoomed in more. I really wish I had known that I was on camera
in
still
because
I could have been jumping on the mattresses.
Oh yeah, you were.
I was like, man, I missed my golden opportunity there.
Yeah.
You got caught last time you were jumping on the mattresses. The proof is on Instagram.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen her Instagram reels, you have to watch her Instagram reels. They're hilarious.
I think it should be titled, They'll Never Know.
So we're going to take a real quick break, and we will be right back, mostly because I need a refill.
Kombucha.
Bye. was no stout in the fridge, and I'm very sad right now.
Hey, I got some kombucha.
I'm not drinking your fermented tea.
It's so good. It's like drinking apple cider vinegar.
Ooh, yummy.
What is beer?
Beer is the liquid from God.
Okay, it's fermented. Okay, next.
I ate sauerkraut last night.
That's
I
good.
love sauerkraut.
Oh, isn't that good?
This section is where we talk about what we learned this week. Who wants to be first?
I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on the sauerkraut right now. That sounds really good with
Okay,
bratwurst.
Mel. Melanie, what did you learn this
Since
week?
this is No Focus Friday.
No Focus Friday.
I call it Freedom Friday.
Yeah.
Did you notice, like, today was so
We're still not
bizarre?
focusing.
Is this a full moon? Like, really? Like, what? It was a bizarre day, wasn't it?
It was very bizarre. But what did we learn today?
All right.
The squirrel's
Well,
out.
the first thing I learned this morning was that it's very important to put a coffee mug under your coffee maker
That's an important
before
lesson.
you walk away. I pushed the button. I hear it running, and I think my coffee's being made. And I turn around, and it's just water going everywhere. And I'm like, man, I didn't even put the coffee cup. I didn't put the coffee in it. Just water going everywhere. So I'm like, so I make my little coffee reusable thing.
Yeah, because we don't throw away the K-cups.
That is so overrated. I should have used the K-cups because you have to fill this thing up all the time. And you have to clean it. It's way easier. But anyway, so I filled that thing up. I washed it. I cleaned it. I filled it up.
Think of the sea turtles.
I forgot the cup again 2 times in a row. Then coffee's going all over. At the same time, I'm making a bowl of oatmeal for Oliver, and I ask him, honey, do you want some cinnamon? And he goes, yeah. Well, it's a brand new bottle of cinnamon, so it still has a plastic thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, coffee's going. Not really, because it's going all over. And I go to bite, instead of pulling the tab, I bite it with my vampire thing. And it was pressurized in there. And the air shot the cinnamon into a stream into my mouth and filled up my entire mouth with cinnamon.
At least it's healthy.
I had cinnamon all over my face, all over my mouth, and all over my arm. Oliver had no idea what was going on.
Yes.
So,
At least it was a healthy breakfast.
did you cough?
I had to think fast because you cannot cough or laugh when you have that much cinnamon in your mouth because it's like the powdered sugar effect, and it'll go into your lungs. And I was imagining my lungs being filled with cinnamon.
It would add to your
I
unicorn
kind
appeal.
of froze, and I was like, and then it was a horrible thing that happened. So I learned that this morning.
That's an important lesson. Yeah.
That when it's child safety coverings,
Or-
do not use your mouth.
Or, I don't know, maybe use a butter knife to open the jar. I don't know. That's just me.
I did learn that some of our pillows are not hypoallergenic.
Oh, you got to tell everybody what happened there,
That
because
was
this was horrible. It wasn't catastrophic. Don't get me wrong, but it
It
was
was
horrible.
not catastrophic, but it was not good. It could have been. So, I was working with a customer today, and we were looking for the perfect pillow, and she fell in love with the perfect pillow on the floor, which also happened to be an aromatherapy pillow as well. Okay, we do have those in lavender, chamomile, and peppermint, and it's infused in the memory foam. Well, on our floor displays, they've been out in the open a lot longer than the packaged ones. She fell in love with one of the chamomile pillows because of the feel, and the loft and everything was ideal. Well, then I open a package and I bring it close. I'm reading the package because she asked me, are these pillows hypoallergenic? And I said, I don't know. She goes, because I'm very sensitive to perfumes and scents. But so I brought over the chamomile and I opened it just a little bit and I pushed it. And
Into her nose.
I asked her to inhale.
Into her nose.
She wanted it to breathe.
So basically, you pushed about 2 gallons, 2 gallons of air.
I kind of was doing this, and it was kind of like, and she was here, and she breathed it in, and it was horrible. I felt so bad because she immediately It was not working.
So the ambulance did not come. That was not necessary. But
I felt horrible.
Mel did learn an important lesson that maybe don't do that.
I'm just
Maybe unzip the whole package and let them smell it. Anyways, what did you learn this week?
I learned that, okay, so hypoallergenic pillow. We have one that's carbon.
Yes.
We have one that's charcoal. Bamboo charcoal pillow. And our LT is also hypoallergenic.
Yep.
So those two are not going to have any fragrances or any smells to them. And I greatly apologize to you, ma'am. And that was horrible. So
she was laughing by the time she left.
She did start laughing. Her husband was laughing too, and they had a great experience, and I learned something very important.
Well, when you did this number, I actually saw her hair blow back, so it wasn't just a little bit of air.
Oh.
All right, what did you learn this week?
Okay.
Top that.
No competition. I learned today how fun it was to work with a couple that came in that had a whole bunch of questions. Literally, they came in with one idea to try to find a mattress for our sleep system for them. And in the process of all of it, he had already been in. He had an idea which bed he liked, but I, of course, took him to a few others just to make sure. In the process of that, the questions were just coming up left and right all the way through. It was literally just time was flying. I ended up from finding mattress to going over to furniture.
I think you went from one side to the other, yeah.
Yeah. And
pillows.
They were, yes, and pillows. And they were just like the best experience I've had in so long, where it was just constant questions. And I think a lot of that comes back to, I mean, we never really know what everything is, but we definitely like the challenge. And I like that asking and that prodding for the answers and stuff, because the situation presents itself in a way where it's like, am I really finding a match? Well, based off the questions, they actually can do it themselves once we give them the information. But when you have that feedback, you can really narrow it in to what their needs are. And they were fabulous. I had so much fun. They were a great couple. They were both open to learning, wanting to know information, just pushing the envelope to another level. It was a great experience. Time flew. I don't even know how much time they were here. They were here for a couple hours.
It was about 2.5 hours.
And it felt like maybe 30 minutes. I mean, it was just awesome.
Yeah, it was a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
There was a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. I just barely realized I still have my earpiece in. So yeah, it was
Full moon, it must be.
Non-focus Friday.
Oh, I learned another thing.
What did you learn?
That some people don't like holes in their pillows.
Oh my gosh. Please don't say that. Yeah. That's something that we'll talk off screen. No, you will not do that.
So some people don't like memory foam pillows. So actually, because it was a memory foam pillow that we were talking about today, and the memory foam just wasn't their thing. So we're always promoting our Maloof line pillows that have all of the really different properties, the carbon cool and the bamboo and the charcoal. But I want you all to know that we do have other pillows beyond that. So we do have some from Maloof that are the convolution, some that are filled with a gelled microfiber, and she really loved the gelled microfiber feel. It's more of a downy feel. It's a big fluffy pillow like you get in the luxurious hotels. We also have pillows by Pure Care. We have a Sub-Zero pillow, which is just amazing, and she fell in love with it. It's got like a secret hidden pillow inside, and it has cooling aspects, just like the Carbon Cool LT. And in the polymer, there's cooling technology and phase change stuff in there too. So, yep, we have lots of pillows.
Yeah. So I learned that Oliver is very good off screen because he's only a little bit noisy, where other kids his age would be very noisy. Come on, Oliver. Come on, sit with your mom. So this is Oliver, everyone. He is 5.
He will be 6.
He'll be 6.
You're gonna be 6 really soon, huh? You got a cool shirt.
Yeah, he's got his Grogu shirt on. But this is Oliver. No, what I learned this week was that you guys did phenomenally while I was gone. It was. I came back and the store looked wonderful. I came back and the store looked exactly opposite of the way I left it, but that's good because
Kind of like the house.
I
The
kind
feng
of,
shui was
I
off.
did a reformat on the floor, and none of us really liked it, including myself. But when I came back, they had fixed the floor, and it looks really good. We're preparing for bringing in our bedding section, and we're preparing for moving and building out the boutique the rest of the way. So we're in that awkward stage right now, and we're going to start the building out here pretty quick. Just growing, and it's really they did a bang up job getting us ready for it. So yeah, I appreciate you guys very, very much. Very, very much. I loved my Carlsbad trip. The people are awesome. I love that community. I love my team over there. We just had a new banner put up over there. We've got some new signage coming up. We're doing a whole revamp over there just to kind of rebrand and refresh it, because I think that we were going kind of a different direction from this store, and I want to put everything back together. And it's important to us to have the same store.
We love our Carlsbad team, and we really want to include those guys over there in all of our social media, and introduce you to Dave and Rochelle over in Carlsbad. And we're a big Live Well family, so even though we're spread out, we are still very much all
a team.
Together
Yes.
and working together to make this company a success.
Very much a team. Yep. So that's that. I learned more how much I appreciate you guys and how much I miss being home. Even though the Airbnb was amazing, I still miss being home. So yeah. So what did you learn this week, sir? Did you learn that there were bugs in Mommy's yard? Yeah? Yep. All right. He's a man of many words.
A man of many words.
Yeah.
Did you shoot them with your finger unicorn shooters? Did you shoot them with it?
No.
You got to practice on the bugs because they move. They're moving targets. It's perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Just shoot them.
Our biggest thing this week has been starting our own garden inside of. We're starting it indoors right now, and we started. What do you call it? It starts with a J. The jungle. A jungle, yeah. So we're calling it the jungle, and we're learning about plants and how they do all kinds of cool plant stuff, huh?
Yep.
And then we're gonna grow stuff outside.
Yeah, and I've started a tiny house,
Uh-huh.
and it's so tiny, and in that area,
Is it like a fairy house?
it's not enough rooms.
It's got mushrooms.
yeah?
Oh,
It
you
sounds
got.
like a
gnome.
fairy.
Yeah, we have garden gnomes.
Oh, very
Little
cool.
and very.
And
Yeah.
I've started those enough rooms.
Very
Did you
cool.
know that fairies and gnomes like to live together? They do. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And another one. What I would one day.
Anyways,
It was
okay.
funny. It's okay.
Oh, wait. Never mind.
Actually have whoa, like it's enough rooms like that, like rolling and a rabbit dummy.
Oh, we did get okay, so for my birthday, we did get a birthday gift from our friends Bob and Becky, and it's a rabbit because Mom loves unicorns and rabbits
Oh dear.
and mushrooms. Well, they found a rabbit that combines mushrooms and rabbits, so there's actually glowing mushrooms in its tummy.
Anyways,
It's my mini me.
back to normal human beings. We will see you next week. Have a wonderful week. If you have any questions, please email us. Please call us. Feel free to drop by the store. We look forward to meeting every single one of you. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, our last section that we have here. This is definitely a farmhouse feel. We have our milk and creamery sign in here. Let me grab this. Oh. It's the same sign that hit Mel. Oh, okay.
beautiful.
Like you
We'll go
walk
there,
through
yeah.
and they've got fairies flying around as well as all the little areas where they have scenes of stuff going on.
It's
Oh,
so
You
we're
cool.
gonna
love
go
it.
there.
Yeah,
You would
it's
love
so
it.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
Okay. Did you fart?